Daddy. This is Lorena and welcome to my life. Today we're gonna work. I really had a great week last week. I got so much done last week. I'm so proud of myself for last week. I didn't have the emotional baggage that I'm weighing and carrying today. Ooh, even just saying emotional baggage makes me want to weep with sorrow. But anyway, so today I'm working with emotional baggage. Oh, so let's do this. I don't want to work. It doesn't matter. I really do love working. I really do. But today, well, for the last couple of days, just to bring myself up here has not been easy. But I'm up here today. I need to finish 2 quilts for my clients. I've had them for a bit of time. Last week was a really great week. I finished 4 quilts. No, I finished like 7 quilts. Made another set of leaders. Like, girl was accomplishing. She was like the old Lorena, the old her. But today. I'm trying not to grind this year out, but I feel like I'm grinding it. I really, you know. So today you're gonna come along with me and we're gonna work on t-shirt quilts. I think sometimes I procrastinate or have days like this because I really don't wanna do the work that I'm gonna do. Not that I don't wanna do the work that I wanna do. It's sometimes when I've done other quilts that were t-shirt quilts, they were grind kind of quilts. They were like hard quilts to quilt. And so now I identify every single quilt that is a t-shirt quilt that's gonna give me a problem. And that's not necessarily true. I have some really great t-shirt quilt makers that their quilts are solid. But yeah. I just finished winding my bobbins. Let me show you. I made these. I love these. And then I put big magnets on them and they just stick to the frame of my long arm. Best thing ever. This is another t-shirt quilt that I'm going to work on, but this is the winder, the bobbins for the current one that I'm going to show you. So these are the best. Genius. So here you see that there's no quilting anywhere near the vinyl. And I just took off the threads. I had to be really careful in this area because the long arm was jamming with the embroidery. And I had to kind of like be on top of it. Everywhere else was okay. But I'm gonna have to keep an eye like in these areas. Like this is nice and flat, so I didn't have to worry about it. But I tend to have to take off the cutting stitches because the long arm will get jammed when it crosses over sometimes. On my program, you have to highlight everything. You have to have everything highlighted like this. Then you have, it's called a trim pattern inside. Then you have to click around from the machine to let the machine know where it's gonna trim. So that's what it looks like on my machine. I can get close, clip, 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 clip. I'm just clipping around, kind of like selecting this section, and then I hit stop on the computer that it's trimmed off. Then I selected it. Now it has this prompt. Now I'm gonna click, 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 just click it. I just want a square. I'm not gonna quilt anywhere around here. And these are problematic for me. I have to be keep an eye on this, and then this is raised. So what I do is see how it does that. That means that the machine is gonna get caught, so I have to keep an eye on it. Here on this embroidery, it's not moving the fabric that much. Now I'm gonna have to do the same thing and select here. And then I'm gonna check how it travels over, because sometimes it'll travel over, like you see there, and it'll warp it. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim select again. These are the trim offs right here. All of these are trim offs. It creates these little broken threads and locks. It does a locking stitch, goes forward to the next area. Like this is nice and flat, so I didn't have to worry about it. But I tend to have to take off the cutting stitches because the long arm will get jammed when it crosses over sometimes. Look how pretty she looks. Feels a lot though, a lot of management because of all the embroidery. It's not even the embroidery, it's this stuff. Ugh. But she's beautiful and she's done. Let me take this off. I've tried to do circles on this quilt, but my program wouldn't, ovals. I'm trying, people, I'm trying, but let's see. She's done, that's all that matters. And then I'm trying to get my new Gary to work. The sensors on it don't work. Anyway, let me put another quilt on. Let me show you the quilt. I had to like get rid of all those weird threads. I think I showed you in other clips, but look how beautiful this quilt quilted. Do you see those bubbles? And then in the back, you could kind of see like some open voids from where the design was, where there was no quilting, but it's all right, it's all right. T-shirt quilts. It's a beautiful t-shirt quilt. I got 2 pleats on this quilt and I'm leaving them because if I tried to fix it, on the t-shirt quilt, I found like it just kind of pleated over right here. I found that if I try to unstitch it and fix it, like even this, you can't control it with t-shirt quilts. That's why sometimes I think they're the hardest quilts to quilt. You can't control how this knit will move when you're quilting it. But look at pretty satin quilts. It's beautiful. And then this one, you can see there's a slight pleat there. I'm leaving it alone. Normally, if this was regular cotton fabric, I would unstitch it. But because this is a t-shirt fabric, I'm not touching it. Any little kind of like picking will start fraying open holes. I already told my client that and my client wanted this to be circles, not necessarily ovals or bubbles. I was gonna put a design on there, but this design, if I would have done bubbles, it would be more densely quilted. And since I had to like make sure, I had to be really cautious about these areas, that I told my client that I couldn't do that heavy densely quilting. And you want to have kind of like a medium, You gotta have like an idea, not too densely quilted on t-shirts, because that would have just pulled the fabric a lot and you get more pleats. But yeah, it's a beautiful quilt and she's done, so yay me. It's over. Let me share with you some of the most beautiful, well, they're not most beautiful, but beautiful quilts my clients have made. They're not perfect. I love this client. She is just the sweetest, kindest human being to me. And she's pretty. It's a little quilt. She just made a little quilt of blocks that sometimes like we do projects right and then we still didn't finish the quilt, and she just made a baby quilt instead of finishing the blocks. This is another one. This one I believe she found the antique blocks and then she turned it into a quilt. She found these antique blocks. Look at it, beautiful. And they're just sweet. And she just used, I think she only used 6 of them to make the beautiful quilt. And if you want the quilt to be bigger, put more borders. She did a great job. She's the one that got me invested in finding antique quilts and then quilting them, long arming them together. I need to contact her and let her know that I have her quilts done. This is a Christmas quilt. She says that her family members, that they don't really want her other quilts, they only want Christmas quilts. And so there's this one, and then she made another one. So yes, last week was really a great week. I literally finished. I embroidered, and I still need to embroider a couple projects, a couple jobs, and then I long armed this for her. And then I long armed probably like 8 quilts last week. Yeah, this week it's already Wednesday. It's just